My name is Acacia, and my pronouns are they, them, or she, her in drag. And I graduated at UBC like 2 years ago in the International Relations degree.
My name is Gaia, I use she, her pronouns in drag. I am a current third year commerce student at UBC Summer School of Business. I know, you can't see this right now, but her face is very shocked. Anyways.
So I'm Karaoke Doki. I am currently, pronouns, oh my gosh, she, her, she, her. And I'm currently in the Human Geography program and I'm getting a minor in Gender, Race, and Social Justice. So yeah, I'm just paying money to talk about my feelings and get A minuses.
So I was the UBC Photo Society's studio manager for a while, and in that time I sort of learned a lot about photography and started doing event photography, and somehow it ended up turning into going to drag shows. But UBC Drag was essentially like a club or a group of people, a collective if you will, that hosted shows on campus every month or so for about a year, maybe 2 years. So I was their primary photographer and I took photos at every single one of their shows for a year, and it was so much fun. So I got to meet so many people and so many different performers, and everybody's nice to the photographer, so it was really easy getting to know people. But yeah, I got the chance to hang out with a lot of them, and my drag parent, Mix Bagru, they kind of saw me, and we did a photo shoot together, and they asked if I ever wanted to do drag, and yeah, the rest is history.
I actually debuted in Sauter's orientation last year. So Sauter has its own orientation called Spark, and I was working as a student EDI advisor in Sauter's student government at that time. And someone named Visha, if you're seeing this, love you Visha, actually reached out to me and was like, do you want to do something together for the opening ceremony, because they are all student characters and stuff like to make it fun. And I was like, why don't I do drag? I've been wanted to do drag for so long. I've been singing on stage out of drag before that since like middle school. So I was like, let's do something.
I started in cosplay. I wanted to be a girl. And at first I thought I was like, all I need is no lashes, a wispy blush, like a whisper of blush, and like a little tiny baby wing, and I went out looking terrible. But through the process of like wanting to like explore my own gender, I was like, oh, I want to look good, because I would look at the photos and be like, I don't look good. So then I was like, I just committed to the bit. Drag is the expression of gender through performance. So like beyond just Judith Butler's, like perspective of gender as a performance, drag is taking that in a more literal context of using gender as a medium to perform in.
There are performers that are like, hyper feminine, hyper masculine, hyper monstery, and of course they do that because they like it, and it's a really good way for them to look into that picture and think, is there anything in this image that I create, in this fantasy that I created for people that I can learn from?
Drag is for everyone, but there are just certain people who will get more out of it. So obviously queer people seeing it on their screens in person is a lot more inspiring. It could, you really see people come into their gender and their expression.
For my gender identity, I think it's been exciting, sort of like as a non-binary person, exploring this very extreme version of femininity in a way that makes me feel comfortable, and I'm actually able to like, walk down the streets, like walk in the middle of the UBC nest in in high heels and a wig, and I think that's exciting, and that's it reveals a version of me that I know is always there. But I don't always feel the pressure, especially now that I perform in drag, I don't always feel the pressure to tap into that hyper femininity all the time. And so when I'm out of drag, I feel comfortable also sort of being in the sort of in between, if you will.
So everyone could see a drag perform and be like, wow, Like, you know, I've known cis men look at drag kings and be like, you know what, maybe that's what I gotta do. So it's like, it's a wonderful exchange of ideas, and I don't really think it can be limited. Obviously, like, drag can't be everything, which means that some forms of drag aren't for everyone, and that's okay. That's okay.
Even though it's accepting environment in general here at UBC, but of course everyone's from different background, and they have different understanding of how accepting the space is. I feel like the more visible a queer person or a queer artist is in a space, especially a performing artist, people see that and they internalize that power in them.
One thing that I would really like to sort of encourage folks to do if they ever feel the need to do so is literally just support a show and go to a show and see it for yourself if you're curious about it. And there's so many shows around town, like even here on UBC campus, like you literally have drag shows on campus. If you really wanted to see, if you really wanted to like understand a little bit more about what drag is, it actually is like at your fingertips, you know. So I would just encourage folks to potentially get out there and see it for themselves, you know.